Hey everybody, welcome back to a new tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to add more impact to your effects in Lumafusion. So the first thing that you should do is you're going to split the clip right when you see these red pellet dots show up in the center of the shotgun's crosshair. After you've done this, normally what I like to do is I like to trim like 3 or 4 frames until you see the red name show up when you eliminate the person. So I'm going to trim down, that was 4 frames right there. So as you can see, it just skips over those 4 frames. That adds a bit of impact. I've got presets in the description that you should import. There's shake presets and there's motion blur presets. The shake preset just adds more shake and more impact, and the motion blur preset goes along with the shake preset, and it basically like follows the way that the screen is moving and panning during the shake. So I found that adding these motion blur presets for the shakes, it just makes the effect look a lot more professional and like it was done on PC. So after you've imported those, the preset length is exactly 60 frames, so you should be editing in 60 frames per second, but if you're editing in 30 frames per second, this would be 2 seconds long, but because you're editing in 60, it should only be 1 second long, so you're going to trim it down to 1 second, and then you're going to add the effects. Alright, so after you've trimmed your clip down to 1 second or 60 frames long, you're going to open the presets library. Just tap this little book icon with a star down at the bottom next to the copy and paste clipboard interface. You're just going to tap that. Sometimes it takes a while to load depending on how many presets you have, and you're going to apply the preset. So I put an exclamation mark in front of this preset because what that does is it's going to sort the preset to the top of your presets library, making it easier for you to find the presets that you use the most, because Lumafusion automatically sorts the presets by alphabetical order. So doing this, we'll just place it at the top. This isn't my normal shake. This isn't the one I use for like my main montage or whatever. This is just the one I'm using in this tutorial. It was actually the shake that I had released in the free preset pack that I uploaded a couple weeks ago. If you guys haven't installed that already, you should go check it out. It has a bunch of great effects in there. So you're just going to apply the preset, apply both the motion blur and the motion preset. So right here, I just applied the motion blur preset. I'm going to go over to motion presets, and I'm going to apply that. So now it should look something like this. You can see it here. Now I want to add some RGB. RGB is a glitch effect that displaces the clip a little bit. It looks cool, and it adds a lot of impact. So when you add RGB, you want to head over here to Color and Effects, and in the Color Presets menu, you're going to tap Original. Or if you already have an LUT in place, you can just use that. So I already have this simple LUT here. It's just like a little bit brighter and a little bit higher saturation or whatever. Sometimes I like changing the exposure up here at the top, but you don't really have to do that. You're going to scroll down to where it says tint. There should be this white circle here, as long as the tint that you're using in your LUT is white. Then the bottom layer of the RGB is going to be green. So because you're going to have 3 layers of RGB, one is red, one is blue, one is green, in that order from top to bottom. So the bottom is green. You're going to tap that green circle right there, but as you can see, it's not true green. To make it true green, you're going to bring all the sliders all the way to their extremes. So right here, you can see this slider on the blue is all the way at that end, the left end, the green is all the way to the right, and the red is all the way to the left. Now you're going to duplicate this green layer on the bottom, and you're going to change that green to blue. So to get blue, you bring the blue slider all the way to the right, the green slider all the way to the left, and the red slider all the way to the left. You're going to head over here into Frame and Fit and make the blend mode screen, and now you've got this weird green-blue look. You're going to duplicate that second layer and make a third layer, and on this layer, you're going to change the tint to red. To get the tint red, you're going to tap this red circle here. You're going to bring the blue and green sliders all the way to the left, and the red slider all the way to the right. After you've done that, you're going to head back over to Frame and Fit, and on each one of these frames, you're going to displace the top layer a little bit. What I mean when I say this is you're going to like rotate it a bit, maybe slide it over there, and if you did it right, you should see this cool like red glitch effect form. You're going to do that for every single one of these frames, but you should always move it in the opposite direction that the actual shake is moving. So as you can see here, the frame that I'm taking out of the fuller video is slided like slightly more towards the right than the left. So I'm just going to slide this clip in the other direction like that. So basically on every frame, you're going to move the clip or the top layer in the opposite direction that the shake on the bottom is moving. Now when you finish, it should look something like this. Now we need to add our velocity. So to do that, what I like to do is the second you see the AR be pulled out after the kill, you make a split and make this first part 65% speed. You're going to do that for all 3 layers. After you've done that, you're going to look for another point in the clip where you move your screen a lot, maybe an edit gets reset or another weapon gets pulled out. It should be no more than 20 frames after the kill happens. So right here, as you can see, I just look down a little bit as the username of the person I killed is getting to the smallest point, and the siphon is moving up my body, my air is getting pulled out a bit faster, whatever. So I'm going to split right here, right before all that happens. And I'm going to make this last bit 50% speed. So normally adding velocity before the kill does mess up your sync if you've already done your effects or whatever. So that's why if you're going to do that, I would recommend doing it before you've synced the rest of your clip or whatever, and you've added the effects. These waveforms here on the song and the sound effect are both pretty bad waveforms. They don't really give you a good idea of where the beat drop is or where the sound effect starts, or the actual shotgun in the sound effect, I mean. So I'm just going to split right here and here, and I'm going to delete the parts after, just so I can have a good reference point of where to resync the song and the sound effect after I add my velocity before the kill. So I'm going to split 10 frames before the kill. And I'm going to make it 200% speed or 2x speed. And now, as you can see, it sort of messed up where the beat drop was and where the shotgun sound effect starts. So I'm just going to drag the end of that split that I made over to the beginning of the impact. And then I can just drag the end of the song and the sound effect out to where they should be normally. So I was able to add velocity without messing up the sync of my clips, which is pretty nice. Alright, real quick, I want to show you guys how to add a beat shake with the same preset that we used to add the shake at the beginning of this video. So to know how to add beat shakes, you need to know how to read a waveform. This is pretty simple. I'll explain it real quick. So the waveform is basically the squiggly line that you can see here on the video layer. To get the waveform to show you, you need to go into settings. I think it's in preferences. You tap clip style, and you need to make sure that it says normal. So that's only if your waveform isn't showing, but if it is, you don't have to do any of that. So on your waveform, you need to look for these peaks right here. As you can see, there's a peak right here. I think this is a beat. It just spikes up, it plateaus out, and then it goes back down to normal when the beat ends. Let me just listen to this to make sure. Alright, yep, that's a beat. So basically what you're going to want to do is you're just going to go through your clip and you're going to split right for every one of these beats. I would recommend splitting about 10 frames. Normally your beat shake should be about 10 frames long. Anything longer than that, sometimes they'll get all messy and on top of each other, and that isn't what you want. You want to have nice short beat shake preset lengths. So just 10 frames. And you're going to do that for every single one of these right here. Alright, now that you've basically got splits for all of your beat shakes, you're just going to take a random segment of video. This literally doesn't matter at all. And you're going to make it a second long or however long your shake preset was that you used on the previous clip. Normally, I would not recommend using your same shake preset as your beat shake preset, but just for simplicity reasons, I want to do that in this tutorial. And then because all of your beat shake lengths are 10 frames long, you're going to crop this video right here down to 10 frames long, and you're going to copy this effect. So to copy your effect, you press the clipboard button down at the bottom and press copy. Then you're going to go over to every single one of these. You're going to tap on it, you're going to select it, and you're going to press paste, but make sure that all of these icons right here are blue, they're highlighted, and you're going to do that for every single one of these. Alright, I bet this is going to look pretty bad because I use the exact same beat shake on all of these beats. Alright, that doesn't look the best, but you sort of get the idea of what I'm trying to do. Normally, I'd recommend doing a bunch of different beat shakes, different motion effects for your beat shakes, different color effects. You can do like a keep red flash, or maybe just like raise the saturation and brightness, have like a flash real quick like that. You can even do RGB beat shakes. Those are probably my favorite. As long as you mix things up, the flow should be really good. But just keep this video short. I don't want to bother putting too much time into teaching you guys how to do beat shakes. If you guys want, I can do a more in-depth tutorial with a lot more free beat shake presets to show you guys how to do those variations. But if you know how to do them yourselves, just keeping up like different types of beat shakes is really good for making sure you've got good flow. So I would totally recommend doing that. Alright, I know I forgot my shotgun sound effects here, but that's alright. I can always add that later. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.